Hello, my name is John, and today we will be reading Trump is the anti-Obama when it comes to standing up to terrorists supporting Iran. An editorial on January 2nd, 2018, Investors Business Daily. Green Revolution. Average Iranians have once again taken to the streets to protest the brutal, incompetent dictatorship of the fundamentalist mullahs that rule the country. We can only hope these demonstrations turn out better than they did in 2009. The so-called Green Movement, also known as the Persian Spring, brought people into the streets of Tehran, Qom, and other major Iranian cities in the summer of 2009. Protesting at first the regime's fraudulent election and corrupt management of the economy, which had brought inflation, unemployment, and shortages to a country that should be one of the world's wealthiest. The U.S. government and the liberal media were mute as Iran brutally crushed the Green Revolution. Unfortunately, the Iranian demonstrators who poured in the streets mistakenly thought the U.S. and its new slick-talking leader, Obama, would stand up for them. But even as at least 30 people were murdered by the government and untold hundreds of others were imprisoned and tortured, President Obama and his former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, shut their mouths and sat on their hands. In fact, they actively helped Iran's leaders. They refrained from any strong criticisms. They stifled economic sanctions. From 2014 to 2016, they handed as much as $33.6 billion in cash and gold to the government, even though Iranian arms had been used to kill at least 500 U.S. troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. In short, the Obama administration did nothing to stop theocratic Iran's imperialist march across the Mideast. Heck, they facilitated it. Why? They desperately wanted a nuclear deal with Iran, despite the fact that the deal they ultimately signed, rather than halting Iran's nuclear ambitions, instead enabled the terrorist-supporting government to continue developing nuclear weapons with which to dominate the Middle East and threaten the U.S. and Europe. The Obama administration's lack of support for the Green Revolution was part of the pattern in which it did not hold Iran accountable for any provocation, Israel's Deputy Prime Minister, U.S.-born Michael Oren, told the Jerusalem Post. It would seem it was part of a general approach that began in Obama's first week in office in 2009 of wanting to reach a deal with Iran at pretty much any cost. True, and Iran used Obama's diplomatic retreat and the billions in cash we gave the regime to fund their terrorist mischief and to destabilize the entire Middle East, in particular Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen, and to threaten the very existence of Israel. Now, as 2017 ends and 2018 begins, a second Green Revolution is underway in 40 cities across Iran, and the response couldn't be more different. Big protests in Iran, Trump tweets. The people are finally getting wise as to how their money and wealth is being stolen and squandered on terrorism. Looks like they will not take it any longer. The U.S. is watching very closely for human rights violations. Because Trump's policy, unlike Obama's, openly supports the people risking their lives on the streets who are fed up with their nation's misrule. This is what Trump tweeted on Monday. In this, as in so many other things, there couldn't be a starker difference between Obama and Trump. And contrary to what you might read in the mainstream media, It's all in favor of Trump. This was underscored this week after Obama's former national security advisor, Susan Rice, tweeted out, "How can Trump help Iran's protesters? Be quiet," she says. No surprise others on the left are also saying such things, basically telling Trump to turn away and let Iran be Iran. But such bad advice, coming as it does from those tied to the Obama administration, the worst U.S. foreign policy administration in at least a century, almost serves as an endorsement of Trump's policy. Meanwhile, the American media have once again downplayed the demonstrations, even noting a pathetic government-supported and organized counter-demonstration as evidence that not all support the Green Revolution. As Daniel Greenfield noted at Front Page magazine, Trump may well have foreseen all this happening when speaking to the UN last September 19th. He said, "The good people of Iran want change, and other than the vast military power of the United States, that Iran's people are what their leaders fear most. The longest-suffering victims of Iran's leaders are, in fact, its own people." Oppressive regimes cannot endure forever, he said, and the day will come when the Iranian people will face a choice. Will they continue down the path of poverty, bloodshed, and terror, or will the Iranian people return to the nation's proud roots as a center of civilization, culture, and wealth, where their people can be happy and prosperous once again? Powerful words, and a total reversal of the Obama policy of appeasement and acquiescence to the illegitimate rulers of Iran. Just imagine for a moment that Hillary Clinton had won the presidency. No doubt, Iranians' hopes of even verbal support from the U.S. would have once again been cruelly dashed on the rocks of Clintonian realpolitik. As Trump showed in October by decertifying Obama's Iran nuclear deal, the days of surrendering U.S. prerogatives and national interests in the Middle East to a group of theocratic thugs who hate the West are over, and at least this time, unlike 2009, the brave people taking to the streets in Iran will know we're on their side. This video is a production of School of the White Crane. My name is John Brooker, and you can reach me through commentary on this video or through my Gmail listed here. Please share this video with family and friends and on social media. May God richly bless you.